Hi there, and welcome to the Sallie Tomato online classroom. I'm Kate. I'll be your instructor today for an easy-to-sew reusable bag project. Step by step, I'll show you how to make the Nicholas gift bag pattern featuring woven fabrics, certainly from your collection or any new purchase that you might have made, and accented with great faux leather or cork fabrics.
The pattern includes 3 bag sizes, small, medium, and large, to accommodate all sorts of uses. It includes handle options as well as label and tassel embellishments. In this tutorial, we'll cover creating the panels, single and double handle options, assembly, and then final designer details.
The name for our project, Nicholas, was inspired by a centuries-old legend of a bishop who was known and renowned for his kindness and generosity throughout his lifetime.
Remember to purchase and review the pattern before taking this class. Both the pattern and supplies can be purchased from our website or request them at your local quilt shop.
We encourage you to shop local whenever you can, and I'm sure you're ready to get started, but remember you can always pause the video as we go along in case you want to add an extra detail or take a little time on a step. I'll be right here sewing with you. So let's gather some fabrics, supplies, tools, and I'll see you in class.
Before beginning, review the recommended fabrics on the back of the pattern cover and take a look at the pattern corrections page on our website just to make sure that you have the most current version of the instructions. You'll need a main fabric, contrast fabric, accent fabric, and a firm, fusible interfacing. Refer to your pattern for all the cutting instructions. If you find it helpful, label your pieces on the wrong side with a removable pen or chalk. The small rivets and handmade label hardware is optional, but it adds a designer look. The nickel, gold, antique, gunmetal, and rose gold finishes available on our website are sure to complement your fabric choices. Then gather a few tools and notions to have near your work and sewing area. We've included a list of suggestions on the back of your pattern cover. I'd like to give you just a quick tip if you are using directional fabric for your Nicholas bag. Cut 2 pieces that are half the listed width with an extra 1 inch added. You'll align the 2 pieces of fabric just as I'm showing, then sew a seam and press the seam allowances open. Now trim equal amounts from each short end, keeping the seam in the center and equaling the measurement that is listed in your pattern. First, center and fuse the interfacing pieces to the coordinating wrong side of the main fabric pieces. Then, with right sides together, align the main piece A and the contrast piece A. Pin or clip the aligned edges together. Next, at the machine, begin sewing along one long edge, continuing around the panel, leaving an opening. Reduce the stitch length at the corners for more secure stitching, and refer to your pattern for the seam allowances and stitch lengths used throughout the project. Remember to backstitch at the beginning and end of the seam. Now trim the corners to reduce the bulk, but do not cut through the stitching. You'll repeat the steps to create the side panels using main pieces B and contrast pieces B. Turn each panel right side out, unfolding the seam allowance right at the stitching for easier turning. Then use a turning tool to gently shape the corners. Now press the turning opening allowances even with the seam edges. If you wanted, you could add basting tape along the opening allowances to hold the layers together. Okay, let's mark for a single handle. Draw 2 vertical lines in from both top side edges at both ends of piece A front back on the main fabric. Repeat the same marks on the contrast side and refer to your pattern for the different measurements for each size of bag. Then mark a horizontal line between each pair of vertical lines below each short top edge of piece A on both the main and contrast fabrics. Next, apply basting tape or glue to the wrong side of one accent piece C, and then position piece C right side up on piece A at one set of placement lines. You'll press piece C in place with your fingers. Now turn piece A over and position the remaining piece C right side up over the placement lines, aligning piece C edges. Add extra basting tape or glue to the piece C end. Give a bit of a finger press to the piece C end. Now attach the opposite ends of piece C to the opposite end of piece A. This single handle creates a tube of the piece A panel. At the machine, top stitch piece C along all the edges. Take your time top stitching as you maneuver over the piece A areas. This is a detail that you may choose to skip. Fold the top stitched handle in half lengthwise, meeting the raw edges. Clip the layers together, and then back at the sewing machine, top stitch beginning and ending just above the bag edges. Here's another optional detail. Add small rivets inside the top stitched handle end for reinforcement and extra style. Use a single rivet in each handle end, or have fun adding more and changing the arrangement. Be sure to visit our YouTube channel for a detailed video tutorial on installing this hardware, or follow the manufacturer's instructions. I'd like to show you how to attach the double handles. It's similar to the single handle application. Mark 2 vertical lines in from the opposite long side edges on both the main and contrast sides and ends of piece A. Then mark a horizontal line between each pair of vertical lines below both short top edges of piece A. Remember to mark both the main and contrast fabrics. Follow the steps detailed for the single handle using accent piece D. The difference is this style has one handle on each top short end of piece A. You'll also top stitch the aligned raw edges and ends. Alright, the handles are on. Now mark the center along each long side of contrast piece A with removable pen, chalk, or a pin. Then mark the center of each bottom short edge of both contrast pieces B. Now with wrong sides together, that's the contrast fabric, match the center mark of one piece B to one center mark on piece A. Use pins or sewing clips to hold the edges together along the short end of piece B. At the sewing machine, top stitch from the center mark to one corner, ending with the needle down in the fabrics at the corner mark. Pivot or rotate piece B until the edges of both pieces A and B align and the top corners match. This is where I really like the clover stiletto. The curved end helps align the layers under the presser foot at the pivot point. You'll continue top stitching to the end and back stitch to secure the seam. Repeat to complete the remaining half of the seam. You may find it easier for the second half of the seam to begin sewing at the top corners, pivoting at the lower corner, and then end at the center of the bag bottom. And you'll repeat the steps to attach the remaining piece B to the opposite long side of piece A. We're ready for adding extra details. Position and install a metal handmade label centered on the right side of one accent piece G. Be sure to visit youtube.com/SallieTomato for a video tutorial on installing this hardware. Then with wrong sides together, fold the accent piece H in half, meeting the short ends. Taper glue piece H to the wrong side of piece G at one short curved end. Next, add basting taper glue to the wrong side of the remaining piece G and position it over the first piece G, wrong sides together, aligning the edges. Now at the machine, top stitch along the edge. You could also use this label to write your own messages on. Adding a tassel is the next detail for extra flair. So use accent piece E and accent piece F to create the tassel. Fold piece F in half, wrong sides together, meeting the short ends, and then, if you'd like, follow a video tutorial on youtube.com/SallieTomato to complete the tassel. To attach the label and tassel, simply loop the connector around a handle and then thread the label or tassel through the loop. Congratulations! Your Nicholas gift bag is ready to help you celebrate. Choose different fabrics to complement any occasion or home decor. You can skip the handles, the label, the tassel, and simply turn down the edge for a cuff. And remember, this bag is reversible. So there are a lot of options to thoughtfully give gifts or to decorate in your own home. I hope you enjoyed sewing with me today and that you learned a new technique, but most of all, had fun. And have fun using great fabrics for your next Nicholas bag. If you enjoyed this pattern, check out the rest of our pattern line for more great looking projects. Most patterns include a video tutorial on our YouTube channel. Share photos of your completed projects using #SallieTomato and #NicholasBagPattern. We'd love to see how you gift using your new bags. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. We do value all your comments. We do read them, so thank you. And I'll see you again next time. Have a great making day.